These stock brokerages are a classic, okay? You might think that, your financial advisor who has all these different accolades, and of course licenses by SIPC and the big, NASD's in there and everything, and with SEC all over the place. They're honest. They're backed by, of course the SEC said that Bernie Madoff was a good guy, right? Well, no. Here's the truth, okay? I worked at Merrill Lynch, I interned there. Well, they don't exist as Merrill Lynch anymore. And then at Legg Mason, I interned there. And then I worked full-time there as a marketing associate. On the retail side at Merrill Lynch, when I worked there, you got to understand, the big thing is you're going to be charged, you probably don't know this, 0.75% to 2%. They might say 75 basis points to 2 points. On like $700,000, that's, 2%, that's $14,000, okay, per year to manage your assets. Maybe you got 1.5, 15 million, 20 million, a few hundred thousand, whatever. Typically, they won't manage your assets unless you have more than 100 grand. Retail is going to sell it to you. I'm going to manage, your assets for you, and they'll tell you, I'm going to try to get you minimum 11% per year, You just go with that, But on the institutional side, it's really bad. I worked on the institutional side at Legg Mason, and I have been threatened because I exposed what I saw there to regulators. So I'm saying this now on video, but what I saw there was bad, very bad. It's Legg Mason is one of the cleanest companies in the financial industry out there, okay? Check this out. 401k administrators, 403b, you got pension funds. You have a 401k administrator, okay? You've got a board over that pension fund, okay? UAW, for example, you got these pension funds, and you have a person or a group of people representing the whole class in that 401k. You're going to have 150 employees. You're going to have 15,000 employees. All part of this thing. They all invest their money. The reason why you have 8 to 12 mutual funds from which you can choose in that 401k, it's not because somebody's being a responsible fiduciary. This is all across the board, people. Smith Barney, Bank of America, Wachovia, and I'm naming specific names. Wachovia. Oh yeah, that's great, I like that one. Oh my God, have mercy. A.G. Edwards is now Wachovia. Who are you with? Wachovia, who are you with? You failed. Not necessarily, but there's a ton of these. Morgan Stanley, they're all out there. UBS, okay, they have their own consultants, financial advisors, stockbrokers. They get in with these guys, okay? You gotta hang out with the 401k administrators. You gotta hang out with the board members of these pension funds. They're gonna all day long throw money under the table. For example, they'll take Fifth Third Bank's another one, U.S. Bank another one. Fifth Third Bank, they had a guy in Pittsburgh. He gave money to one of the brokers to be a part of a pension fund. And U.S. Bank had previously been a part of that, on the fixed income side, that is, okay. They would actually, of course the CEOs, these guys, they, of course, they allow it. The CEOs are just, it's complicity, they're guilty too, okay, but they haven't done anything about it yet, the prosecutors. This guy, account executive, okay, he just comes in underneath and says, here's a few $1,000s. And the broker's going to get money there, okay? And the broker's going to charge a consulting fee to the pension fund, okay? And then, of course, they're going to manage a $300 million pension fund. Or, a few $1 billion or whatever. 401k. And guess what? The big name of that whole pension fund board might be whomever. He's going to get bought out too by the brokers. Because the brokers are getting money from this guy over, and Pittsburgh. I'm being real specific here. And money from another company, whomever, okay, they're all going to pay a little bit money, and then of course that company is going to manage the funds. They're going to do the large cap, they're going to do the small cap, they're going to do the fixed income, and they're all going to get a little portion. Maybe they're going to get like 45 basis points, and the other one's going to get 0.5% on managing that huge pension fund. And of course the chairman of that pension fund, he's going to get all the money from the broker, because the broker's getting all this money to manage, and of course the consultant of this company, whomever the company might be, will actually, charge. He's going to get paid from the pension fund, and then the chairman's, he's getting paid under the table to get choose them. You see where I'm going with this? And then everybody's just kind of being cool with each other, and you wonder why these guys are hanging out drinking downtown on Fridays every single. And then of course 5 years down the line they can go ahead and go somewhere else. But they charge an initial consulting fee, and of course they get a little bit out the back on maybe 0.25% on a $1 billion pension. That's a big pension fund, $1 billion. Or if you get a big 401k, if you get a big university, you get a bunch of people in there, and then you've established an account pursuant to federal law. So look, you got to understand that people are being paid off. I've never seen a case whereby they're not being paid off. Never heard of a case whereby somebody's not being paid off. And then you've got a junior, I call it junior, or they're in the bullpen or whatever, a new financial advisor. Well, they might not make it. The guys that are up there, they've got $25 million, $30 million assets under management. They don't really care if the guys down in the beginning don't make it, because, well, they'll just get all their assets over. You know what I'm saying? They'll take that all the assets. They maybe got 15 clients, total of $5 million. Take all those assets and distribute it all out to the guys up at the top. That's just how it works. They get these teams, they build teams, and then they might be able to make it a little bit easier. But if they're on their own, or if they're not on a team, they'll just throw it all in there and whatever. So you're not really getting a real good fiduciary responsibility by your financial advisor. And what is the hell is SEC going to do about it? What's FTC going to do about it? What's the United States Department of Justice going to do about it? SIPs, they don't have the research. There's so many of them out there. Seriously, I understand that a little bit, but if they would have started in the first place as regulating and just jumped on it and said, no, this ain't happening, they just don't have resources. They can't be an eye to all this stuff. And they of course, in a sense, they want to promote some business, and the only way you're going to do business in this country anymore sometimes is through fraud. You didn't know what's happening behind closed doors.